Since the release of Red Dead Redemption 2, conspiracy theorists and eagle-eyed gamers have been entangling what amounts to virtual urban legends. We've assembled some of the most pervasive myths found in the Red Dead series that have proven to be the real deal. At the beginning, not everyone was all aboard with this myth, but it wound up being real and real scary. Not too long after the release of Red Dead Redemption 2, some fans were reporting sightings of an apparent ghost train. It turned out that this apparition was real enough to spook players' horses, and it continues to surprise unsuspecting players to this day. The ghost train isn't hard to find. Spotting this spectral locomotive is all about timing. On the map, players can find the haunted railroad in Lemoyne, smack in the middle of Scarlet Meadows. A good landmark to look for and wait by is an in-game sign welcoming you to Lemoyne. To see the ghost train for yourself, you have to park yourself here until 3 AM. Then you'll hear the phantom whistle and see the smoky white vision of the ghost train. If you happen to miss it, it makes regular trips at 3 AM, as punctual as any real train. Riding alongside the train will spook your horse, but other than that, this apparition is harmless. To hunt this vampire if you dare, you'll first have to find some mysterious writings scattered around Saint Denis. This vampire is both a poet and a graffiti artist.
When you are a vampire, you live for hundreds of years. You may as well get good at something.
Once you have found all 5 of his pieces of prose, you will be able to find the vampire feeding on the neck of a victim in an alley. This creature of the night will warn the player off, leaving you unharmed if you walk away and pretend you didn't see anything. If you choose to fight, however, not to worry. Vampires aren't really immortal, apparently. They're just as susceptible to your weapons as any breathing human is. The vampire carries an ornate dagger if you want a souvenir from your time playing as a Wild West Van Helsing. Science wasn't exactly the precise method we know it as today back in the days of cowboys and outlaws. In the past, any old quack could claim to be a doctor and do what he liked with his subjects. This horrifying fact is showcased in one point of interest on the Red Dead Redemption 2 map, tucked away in an abandoned mansion in New Hanover. There, someone fancied themselves as a sort of Dr. Frankenstein, stitching together parts from various animals to create a gruesome chimera hung up on the wall. Some fans have posited that this makeshift lab might belong to Thomas Downes, due to the stack of pamphlets for the Charitable Organization Society of New Hanover in a desk there. Downes could be found in New Hanover passing out these handbills. Could this charity be funding his mad science? That we don't know. But we do know that this man-made mutant is no myth. This man is so strange, he's a stranger to himself. In the first Red Dead Redemption, this curious character claims that he can't recall his own name when John Marston demands it. The strange man, as he came to be called, knew a lot about John, his name and his past actions for starters. In Red Dead Redemption 2, you can actually find the place that the strange man calls home. At first, players didn't know what to make of the eerie cabin found in Bayol Edge, Lemoyne. There's writing all over the walls, literally cryptic poems displayed alongside the artwork. Repeatedly visiting the cabin as John Marston will allow players to witness the progress of a portrait, the smudgy oil paint eventually unveiling the image of the strange man. What's more, you can discover that the man is in the mirror behind John upon viewing the finished painting, a phantom and nothing more.
Oh, I thought I saw someone. I'm sure it's nothing.
We don't know the exact location of the expansive Red Dead Redemption 2 map, but we do know some history of the region. Before Manifest Destiny became the gospel of the 19th century, before Lewis and Clark even, it appears that other explorers discovered the West, at least according to Rockstar. When fans started noticing a rock covered in runes in Roanoke Ridge, sleuths swept in to solve the mystery. Apparently, the lettering is Phoenician, with a fan translation roughly reading, "We arrived by boat, beautiful land, gracious people, so we left them to live in peace." Fans of Red Dead Redemption 2 have their collective eyes peeled for any kind of indication that Rockstar will fulfill their dreams and give players a whole new Undead Nightmare. The zombie-themed DLC was an absolute hit in the first game, and various theories about its apparent second coming have been floating around the internet. While most seem to be simple rumors, there is one fact that we can confirm. RDR2 acknowledges the ancient goddess at the center of the zombie apocalypse. The undead plague was caused by the theft of an Aztec mask from the altar of Teotl. In RDR2, around the town of Blackwater, players can find lines of Aztec-like script. Apparently, the glyphs read roughly as follows: "Blessed are the peacemakers, Teotl." In Red Dead Redemption 2, there is an ominous bubbling witch's cauldron sitting out in the open that anyone can bravely drink out of. While we don't see any witches hanging around this very supernatural location in Grizzly's east region of the Amberino territory, it's clear that magic is afoot. The little open-air hovel looks like it belongs in Skyrim rather than the Wild West. with skulls, potion bottles, and candles scattered about. There is also a raven hanging out, watching the player's every move. The player can also force Arthur to take a sip of the bubbling black sludge inside the cauldron. A sip will make you faint and you'll wake up a small distance away, seemingly no worse for wear. The potion has no effect, other than eliciting a Skyrim-sounding chime when the player wakes from their stupor. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more SVG videos about your favorite games are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and to the bell so you don't miss a single one.